welcome back to another Geek What video, and today I'm going to be taking you over the best $1,000 gaming PC build for the months of November and December 2016. The year is almost over and it's a great time to grab yourself a PC. This would be a great Christmas or holiday present for someone, or something to use with family and friends over the holidays. And let's kick it off with performance. This build is going to smash the latest AAA titles at 1440p and 4K. You're looking between 60 and 100 frames per second, the likes of Overwatch, Battlefield 1, The Witcher 3, Star Wars Battlefront, and even the latest Call of Duty games, Infinite Warfare and COD 4 Remastered. Talking of some of the slightly older games, more popular games, so CSGO, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, the older Battlefield franchises and older Battlefield titles, you can be looking at 1080, 1440p and 4K, in some cases well over 100 frames per second. So let's kick it off with the CPU. For the CPU, I chose Intel's Core i5-6600. This is their highest non-overclockable i5, and the reason I went for a non-overclocking chip is because it provides the best balance between price and performance. As soon as you start going for overclocking CPUs, you need a beefy CPU cooler. You also need a Z170 motherboard, which can cost even more money, and this is just perfectly good enough. 3.3 GHz is plenty fast enough anyway, and it's a quad-core chip, making it compatible with all of the latest AAA titles. In terms of motherboard, MSI's B150M Bazooka is a micro ATX board with the LJ1151 socket needed for the CPU. Not only does it look great, it's also got good RAM support, good support for hard drives and SSDs, and also support for our graphics card with a Gen 3 PCIe X16 lane. For memory, I chose 16GB of Corsair's Vengeance LPX RAM. I've got 32GB of this in my system that I use to edit and render the videos for this channel, and can't rate it highly enough. It's DDR4 RAM, which is necessary on this LJ1151 socket and architecture, and it's just really solid. You can get it in white, black, red or blue. In terms of storage, an SSD and a hard drive separately is the way to go every single day of the week if you can afford it. For the SSD, I went for a more budget oriented option, but still a very fast SSD. This is OCZ's Trion 100. It's a 240GB solid state drive. These SSDs are great. OCZ have recently been bought by Toshiba, so you can see that the reliability is going to be there. It also comes with a good warranty as well, and it looks pretty nice if you did want to show it off in the case we've gone for. Of course though, 240GB of storage is nowhere near enough for all your movies, your music, your games, that kind of thing. There's absolutely tons of room for whatever it is you want to download off the internet and store on this drive. Games, your movies off, Amazon Prime, that kind of thing. On a serious note though, 7200 RPM is all that you need, and a 3.5-inch form factor is fully supported by our case and the norm for hard drives. In terms of the video card, this is really the star of the show. Gigabyte's GeForce GTX 1070. It's got an 8GB frame buffer, and even GTA 5, which is renowned for eating VRAM, will struggle to get that much through its system. It's a really solid graphics card. It looks great, and Gigabyte products are really reliable in my experience, and I've worked with the people at Gigabyte before. In terms of the case, NZXT's S340 comes in black and red, black and blue, black and green Razor Edition, white, plain black, and there's a new Elite version as well. For this build, however, an NZXT S340 in plain black is perfect. The Windows side panel shows off everything in your system, from SSDs, motherboards, graphics cards, and gives plenty of room to build and plenty of room for expansion. It's got decent support for water coolant as well if you did want to go down that route, and looks absolutely incredible, especially for the price point. Opting for a reliable power supply is just as important as anything else. This XFX TS550W not only gives plenty of headroom, with this build only consuming around 319 watts, but it's 80 plus gold certified, meaning it is super efficient. When your power supply takes energy and converts it into that electricity for the different components in your build, some will actually get wasted. That happens regardless of the power supply, but the more you spend on a power supply, the higher 80 plus rating it has, the more power actually gets through to your system. Otherwise, the energy just gets converted into noise or into heat, and no one wants that. You're not paying for a speaker, you're not paying for a heater, you're paying for a power supply, and it's really important that as much energy as possible gets through to your components, which actually end up needing it. But if you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like, rate and subscribe. Follow my Twitter at GeekWhat if you want for, I don't know, fun times and updates, that kind of thing. But as always, we'll see you in the next GeekWhat video.